Right, okay. Wait for everyone to join. Bar's not open yet. I'll show you. She's getting pretty close. She's pretty close. Yeah, hopefully have the Sparkies in this week to put some lights in, and then we're away laughing. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Right, sorry for the delay, team. School bus late, as always. But had missed these days, never mind. Stock standard today. One of my faves. I quite enjoy the old 8-minute pieces. I don't know what it is. I think it's because there's part of it that feels like 2,000 meters. You know, you can count, you got quarters, you got 4 quarters, you can work. Look, here comes the star of the show. Has you been a good boy? Have you been a good boy? Hey, coming to see everybody? Well, you are coming to see everybody. You just want scratches. Yeah, it's as I've always said, you know, finding the things that you enjoy doing when you're on the rowing machine. You know, whether that's certain distances, certain times. I like this as an interval because it gives you a couple of minutes. So you've got probably a half decent amount of time to think about the technique at a certain rating, to think about the rhythm that you're creating at that rate, for that time. And then it leads you into that increase, and then you're basically done before you know it. You know, and so finding things that work for you, which you enjoy, are always key. Just to find, you know, things that you like doing and you enjoy doing, because at the end of the day, we sit on these machines for a pretty sizable period of time. Sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it can be very unenjoyable. And so it is really just about finding what floats your boat, and what you enjoy, so that you can use that for your own benefit. Okay. So with the changes today, as you can see, we're just going up 2 points every change, every one of those 2 minutes. And then we start on that different level. We should be pretty good these last two, as part of the theme around what we do. Those last two are starting to really test us in terms of our movement speeds, in terms of our intensities. So we can set ourselves up pretty well in the first one. We get into that second one, we start having to move a little bit more towards the end of it. We should be well warmed up by that stage, into a nice rhythm by then. And then that third and fourth one, we'll really test ourselves, okay? Especially that last one, ratings will get up. Just remember, as always, temper what you can do in terms of your speed, in terms of your rating. You know, if you can't quite get up to this rating here, 30, 32, it's a little bit fast, that's okay. Just look for an increase, okay? Just even if it's 1 point of stroke rating, but use that to help you find that speed, okay? Find that rhythm, because that's what we're after. You know, the reason we change and we increase is to figure out, what am I actually doing here? Am I trying to work really hard to get this rating, or am I actually just moving that little bit quicker, using that little bit of quickness plus the intensity that does come with it, to put us into a good space? Okay. So that's us for today. Okay. We'll jump on, we'll warm up, we'll get ready, and then we'll be into it. Okay. So as always, set up the machine as you so need, as you feel is appropriate for current feeling, whether you've had a long week, you've been doing weights, you haven't been doing enough, okay? And then we'll just start off by just getting loose and limber, okay? Remember when we start off here, especially in this first part, just really, we're not focused on how hard we're pushing, so to speak. Think about our movements, take our time, feel the relationship, okay, with the machine. As soon as we start here, we're not super rushed. We can feel this recoil of the chain. If we haven't been doing much, like myself, 8:30 in the morning, flexibility is a bit limited. So just let ourselves supplely come forward into this natural compression, okay? Like when I first start off here, like straight away, I'm just like, man, I feel like I only get to about here with my length because I don't have that suppleness. But then over this 20, 30 strokes, just letting this chain draw me, getting my setup process started, okay, with the body, getting that off the back, getting our pivot, okay, starting to lead with this body. Then over time, this compression into the front becomes easier and easier. My length increases, so I start getting as far out as I need to be naturally, okay? And then once I start to feel comfortable in my body and in my length and my movements, that's when I can start to think about the actual application, okay? How much pressure my muscles are trying to apply to the drive, okay? And always, as we start off cold, and we do this warm up, really focus that hang, okay? If we can start with this hang under these armpits, with long arms, staying out of the shoulders, okay? It creates the platform to move on from. Okay, nice. And then we just start to feel the addition of working energy. Speeds will slowly get faster. Heart rate will slowly increase. Okay? And then we start to get into a good preparation space for the session, okay? Really focus here as well on a one movement through the stroke, okay? Overlaying those different energy sectors or sequences. Okay, the hang holds. We feel that take up. We feel the pressure against the feet, the legs starting to drive, and then the body being driven with those legs. Okay? Okay, nice pressure here. Last few strokes. Okay, good. Couple more. Boom. Okay. So think about what we've been working on, okay, individually, yourselves, parts of the technique, parts of the process, the rhythm, okay, whether it's been racing, long and slow stuff, whatever it could have been. Okay, just keep the fundamentals about what we're trying to achieve, which is getting the flywheel to speed, maintaining what we create as efficiently as possible. Okay, so as we get into this rhythm in the first part of the rating, we get it to a speed, and we focus on maintenance. Okay, keeping a constant rhythm, good movement. Okay, then when we go up in that rating, we use that extra movement speed to find more speed on screen. Okay, and then we focus on how do we maintain that as efficiently as possible, knowing that we're going to be increasing, okay? So by the time we use the first one as an example, our speed will be significantly more than this, but we don't want to feel like we've had to work twice as hard to get to that, okay? Yes, we've had to have some addition, had to use a little bit more energy, more speed of the body, that type of thing. But we don't want to feel like, Jesus, it started really easy and it finished really hard. Okay. We want to be able to try and find those increments so that we have more of a linear increase in our heart rate. Okay, rather than huge steps or jumps that have had made us get there. Okay. I'll plateau a little bit if we do it well. You know, it'll rise for a little bit, maybe plateau, rise a little bit, plateau. Okay, but just remember, to find that extra rating, don't make the focus about to get the rating, I've got to work harder. Okay, think about extra movement speed. Okay, the rhythm of the speed, tap it along. We're on that efficiently, hold that pace, bang, bang. Okay, so I'll run through everything as we go. As always, good focus on all these different parts of the stroke that we want to have. Okay, and let's really nail it. Okay, first couple, as I say, should be relatively okay. I've given ourselves 90 seconds rest. Normally 60s, could have done 2 minutes, whatever. I think we're in a happy medium. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit dusty in here, sorry, in the old Renault. Okay, so select workout, new workout, intervals time. Okay, increase that up to 8 minutes. And then get that set rest time to 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay, we'll just leave that flashing there for a second. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, let's press that checkbox. And we are away laughing. Okay. Good focus, good flow, good rhythms. Look for these increases. Tap it along. Okay. doing this together. Okay, here we go. All right. Sitting nice and ready. Are you ready? Attention. Go. Okay, nice and loose. Elastic. Patient. Okay, we can feel the pressure through the drive. Okay, because the rating's low. And then we finish the stroke. We start the process of the body in return. And we just roll into the front. Okay. Really nice, stable with the body. Good stable posture. We've got plenty of time to think about our setup. Okay. And just rolling along. Excuse me. Okay, so increase the speed now. So just extra movement, the hands, the drive is a little bit more accelerated. And just like that, we're on to 22 with smoothness, freedom of movement. Suppleness. Okay, good. One thing to think about, once we get onto a rating, let's create it as the new benchmark, okay? We're there. Listen to how quickly I have to move the recovery. The hands, the drive. So then the motions of the body are there. And then we can focus on all the small technical elements, okay? Focus the hang, nice long arms. Moving up two. That's fine. Now, good. Speed of drive. Move the hands. Okay. Speed in, speed out. The hands come in at speed and move out. Okay, that helps eliminate the pause, so to speak. It also helps stopping us from trying too hard to try and add at the finish rather than holding. Okay, roll in, feel the natural compression, putting the brakes on there. Okay, and we're prepared. And we can use that compression, that compressive energy to then push away. Okay, nice. All those feet, the changes in pressure from our toe straps to getting back onto the ball towards the catch. Okay, good. I've changed, moving quickly now. Leg speed, hand speed. Nice. Okay, pass it along. Good. That's it, okay? So we're moving free, we're relaxed, we're elastic. Good. Nice. Okay, take up, long arms. That's it, good. Breathe. Relax the face. Keep this metronomic, continuous motion. Good. Okay, let's roll it out here. Nice deep breaths. Okay, so think about the stagger there. Significantly different from first rate to the last. Okay, it'll close down a little bit, especially as we go through. But just keep thinking about that rhythm of getting onto a speed, maintaining the speed, okay? The idea is that once you're into a rhythm and into your motion, you're tapping it along, okay? Try and start to see how your own energy system is. Do I feel like I'm overworking it slightly? Am I holding this quite easily or efficiently? And then just play that by ear and think, okay, yeah, I can hold this. I can manage what I'm doing here. Okay, so firming, 22. Now, remember, be elastic to start. Just let that seat roll in underneath, let the ankles naturally flex, okay? Breathe and hang. Okay, this is nice. This is a good motion. The rating's still low enough that we can feel that pressure through the drive. Okay, that resistance. So focus the hang, staying out of the shoulders. Okay, good. Okay, feel the relationship. Your hands, your seat, moving through here. Similar speed off the front. And then the hands will overtake as that acceleration of the body comes through, okay? 24 now. Move the hands, travel a little bit quicker. Good. Keep focused on this hang under these armpits. Core stability. Remember, not trying to load it there, okay? Remembering that the stroke through the stroke, the overlap of the forces. Still holding posture, stability, but that flywheel has to accelerate. Okay, we can't get it to accelerate from there. Okay, we have to have through that drive. Okay, nice. Feel the rhythm. Push and tee. Good. We're into a rhythm. Taking the speed. Okay, up 2. Now, acceleration. Hand speed. Treble speed. The elastic. Okay, now whatever we've got, half it along. Maintain our speed. Good. Breathe. With that face, relax. Staying out of the shoulders. Hang under the armpits. Good. Okay, both feet as we Leg drive, feet are anchored, legs hinging the body open, through the hips. Okay, nice. Feel that handle speed come into the body. We're holding, not adding. Right, tap it along. Now, a little bit quicker. Good. Hand speed. The elastic and length. Don't overreach. Nice. Okay, now breathe. Open up the speed. And then tap. Good. And we're just maintaining this rhythm. Remember, if things jump around, numbers, weight, think of the trend. Try not to react stroke to stroke. Okay. Good. Breathe. Nice. Okay, so starting to get up there in our work, making sure that the focus is on smoothness, okay? Tapping that speed, tapping it along, okay? Continuous motion of the stroke. As I said at the end there, you know, I say it all the time, I'm sure you guys do, you know, rating moves a little bit, you know, occasionally I saw 27, 28, 27, 28. So I'm there or thereabouts, okay? But if you see 27 one stroke, don't just automatically think, shit, I've got to speed it up real fast. You know, like, think about it for 3 or 4 strokes. Does it move? No. Okay, now I'll focus on something. Okay, same with speed. Drops a little bit, increases. Don't jump, flip, flop, okay? Right, 24. Now, start here with elasticity. Patience. Okay, smoothness. Think about our recovery, especially in these first couple of pieces of the set. I want to try and make this travel speed, this recovery, as efficient without any tension. Okay? We relax ourselves. We let the recoil of the chain take us forward. We use the inertia of the finish, the hands, the body coming forward, along with this chain, draw us forward. Good. Nice. Smooth and patient. Up 2. Now. There it is. It's about the drive speed. We hang, legs and body, accelerate. And we just try and tap it along. Good. There's our rhythm. Okay, long arms. Really feel that stretch under the armpits. Okay. Breathing. Roll into the front. Use the feet. Okay. Have to have some hold on the toes with the strap. So then once we get that forward momentum, it changes. Right, up to 28. Now, good. Elastic. There it is. Feel the rhythm. Rolling in to pick up the speed and then tap it. No grab. Take up. Oh, good. Breathe. Rhythm. Nice and parallel with these handles. Good. Really good. Okay. Composure. Tap it. Accelerate. Here we go. Now, 30. Good. Tap it along. Open the mouth. Good. Feel the hang. Face. Open the mouth. Good. Pick the speed. Brush the body. Both feet to the pendulum feet. Good. Second speed. Okay, nice. Okay, so as it starts to get up and that intensity, that rating, prioritize our rhythm and our movements, okay? If our speeds are slightly off, don't think about working harder to try and get it back, okay? Think about the smart approach. Hey, flowing, tapping, rhythm, spend 20, 30 seconds doing that. See how that works, okay? Got to do it with efficiency to be able to last, otherwise we die. Not pretty. Okay, last piece. Here we go, baby. Moving that. Yep. Be elastic to start. Okay? You don't have to overreach in the first 30 seconds or so. Want to get the blood pumping. Get the rhythm of our rate. Create our platform. Okay? Nice. Here we are. Think about the hang. Okay. Let's breathe. Think about our movements. We should be good zones by now. This is our platform. We've got 3 changes. Okay. Only 8. Now, there it is. Okay. Move smartly. Metronomic. Continuous. Okay. Relax the face. Feel the ratio. Work, rest. There it is. Efficiency. Okay, good. Tap it. Hit speed. Okay. Prepare. Up 2. Now, I feel the rhythm. Breathe with me. Okay, good. Slow. Move the hands. Long arms. Smooth pickup. No grab. Neck to compress. Good. Open the mouth. Tap. Tap. Brush the body. Hand speed. Okay. Last change. Now, tap. Elastic. Hang with me. Sit back. Good. There's rhythm, ratio, hang, hip, move the hand. Good. 20 strokes. Pick it up. Last 10. Swing. Drive it off. Okay. Keep moving. Breathe. That was tough. Okay. Just breathe it out. Just keep moving with me. Big breaths. Okay, excellent effort. As always, sessions like that, they build on you, and then that last set, icing on the cake, baby. Just reset your monitor when you can, okay? I'll save that into the memory banks, okay? And just with me now, with me and my buddy, just start to feel a little bit more movement, okay? A little bit more body weight on the handle. Big open mouth. Okay, in another minute or so, we'll feel a lot better, okay? Remembering just always, I'll probably never ever stop saying it, but just keep moving, okay? Being able to move here, all we're doing is stimulating that oxygen supply, the air coming in, turn it to oxygen in the blood, pump around the body where it needs it. Body starts to recover itself, okay? Start becoming just a little bit more active, okay? What I mean by that is just start thinking about our technique here a little bit, okay? Just our movements with our hands, feeling the chain,
holding our posture. Okay, natural compression. Let the seat come underneath us. And then once we're at that front, let the body move out of the front. With that natural sort of rebound, you know, we get that compression. And then obviously, because we've got that contraction, we have to have the expansion. Okay, so just let that happen. Feel enough pressure on the feet. So we obviously have to create a little bit of drive power, but all it really is to hold that, okay? But as you'll probably feel, like I said a minute or so ago, you feel a lot better than you did 4 or 5 minutes ago. And this is how we recover, okay? The initial part, don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of tests and a lot of hard stuff in my life to be like, I'd rather just lie on the floor in pain. Because you're not moving, that relief of just like, all I'm going to do is just breathe, breathe, breathe and try not feel my body, right? You're just like, I'm not going to feel my body. But 5 minutes later, it done help, okay? Whereas you can just move a little bit. Even as I said before, like, if you think you've done it way too hard, right? Just sit here and do this, right? Just sit here, let the arms move, do whatever, okay? But just that movement, I'll tell you what, does so much more benefit than just stopping, pausing, you know. Trust me, okay? Hope you do. Okay, but for the last minute or so here, let's just think about this movement we're doing. Okay, think about this pressure that we've got from our hang, through the feet, through the core. Just increase it a little bit. Okay? And I know we'll all have different numbers, but I'm 50 plus seconds away in terms of speed than what I'm doing when I'm normally training. Okay? But I've got just enough pressure that I have to feel and engage my muscles, my core. Okay, so I can feel the sequence, but I'm not trying to put in any power. Okay, I'm only just got enough to hold my stability, hold the hang and the pressure. Okay, do another 5 or 6 strokes here. Big deep breaths. Nice rhythm. Okay, 2 more. Last one. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Punchy. Have to have good intent. Have to be able to move quickly. It's not a super long session. Okay. I think it ticks a lot of boxes. Okay. I love, as I say, I love 8-minute pieces. You know, 5, 8 minutes is sort of my go-to in a way. I love doing first one at 20, then like a 20, 22, then a 22, then like a 22, 24, and then the last one I'll sort of go maybe 22, 24, 26, 28. I just think it ticks so many boxes, right? As I've always said, I think interval training is something that we should all embrace. We need to be doing a lot of endurance work, okay? But there's no reason why something like this, or even just shit, if you wanted to push it right out there, 6 or 7 or 8 minutes, 20 rate, 22 rate, have 20 seconds off in between. You just, even 4 10 minutes, 3 10 minutes. Keep the rest low. And you can just focus technique while it counts down to 0. You've got that 20, 30 seconds, maybe a minute off to just shake it out and be like, fuck, I just couldn't quite get that part. I'll try it better this time, have a drink, bang, refocus, back into it. Okay, it's not affecting the endurance at all. If anything, I think it's more beneficial because you have that ability to focus on something through segments, right? Segments, just really focus on this front end. Whereas if you set your screen up and set it right 40 minutes, you're going to see 25 minutes on screen. You're like, fuck, I still got fucking 25 minutes to go, and then mind wanders, probably not getting the best out of it. Okay, so it is a really valuable tool. Functionality of the machine, I think we're all pretty good at it. So just, as I say, 5 things that you enjoy. I'm always here just about every week. We're always going to whip something out here, so that's in the pipeline. But it's really just about doing what you can to focus on the things you're trying to do, okay? Even if they're shorter, a little bit sharper, you want to do a little bit more speed work, great, okay? But as I say, because you got this functionality of the machine, there's always things that you can tap in, mix it up, do whatever you need to, okay? It was tough, hard to sustain that 30-32. I think I need to do more high-intensity workouts. Great workout, thanks, Rich. Look, I struggle at the 32 because I really am not doing enough high rates. Okay, I'm up around 28s, 30s on occasions. Probably do need to do a little bit more higher stuff. But as I say, if you want to do a little bit more higher rate work, just keep it short, minute on, minute off. Don't think about trying to fucking smash out numbers, okay? Just think about, I need to be able to rate, do 2 at 30, 2 at 32, 2 at 34. See if you can do another couple above 34, okay? Find out what you have to do to move that quickly, okay? And that's the key. What do I need to do to move that quickly? Because at the end of the day, as I always do this whole balancing thing of rate versus power, whatever, yes, more rate means less power, but you still got to move quickly, right? And that's the key, is we've got to find out, can I move that quickly? Because some people just can't move that quickly, right? It doesn't happen. And a lot of it as well, as I say, when we start getting up into that rating, and here's something as well, if you'll always hear me saying, be elastic and stuff like that, when I start off on that high rate, I always feel like I'm only ever getting to about here, right? And I start off by thinking, well, if I am only getting to here to get my 32, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm moving at 32 now, I'm moving at 32 now, I'm moving at 32 now, whatever it is, blah, blah. And then I'll be like, okay, well, now I'll just see, can I actually get some more length? Because normally I'm out here, like at 20 rate, I'm way out here. So the whole elastic philosophy and compression philosophy is, if you're getting way out here, your stroke length is really long, and it's almost impossible to move that quickly with that length, right? It's good. What you're going to do is you're going to end up in a reverse ratio where this takes that long, but then you've got to go back that far really quickly, right? And that's going to do like eccentric work on the muscles where you're like, fucking, you've almost got to try and pull yourself back to the front, which obviously isn't ideal, okay? And so thinking about when you're getting up into that rating, not so much like the length that you're always rowing to. Just think about it being slightly shorter, okay? And don't, in your head, you're going to think slightly shorter. But remember to use the words elastic or natural compression, right? Just be elastic length. Because elastic length is you getting there to a certain point easily, okay? Then think about overall length after that, rather than shortness. Okay, because if we go short, they just it's as I say, psychological game is a big part of it. Okay, so think about that in terms of like your speed and getting the speed, and then once you've got the speed, then think, what if I did just travel a little bit further forward? Okay, what if I did travel? You know, would it be the same? Will it drop my rate? Will it increase my speed? I don't know. Okay, but obviously we don't want to be like half slide type of thing. We still want to be quite far out, and that's why, you know, anyone that's watched recently on social media, I'm sure we're on social media. You know, we had Logan, we had Ollie Zeidler, we had old Pavan, the guy from Italy, break the 1K world records. Those fucking guys aren't even getting 3/4 slide, right? But they're doing 2 minute 38 as fast as they can. They can't get way out here, right? It's impossible, right? They're rating 40 something plus. It's never going to happen. Okay, so we all shorten as that rating gets higher, but just find out what your space is. Okay. Robro's done. 4x8, such a classic. Yep. Lungs of piss, 30-minute continuous row next week. Yep, could be. Yeah, I like the 30-minute continuous. We could do the countdown. I think one of you boys loves that countdown. Look, great workout. It's we've always got to mix it up, got to try a few things. Always got to look for that tiny improvements, okay? And not so much tiny improvements sometimes. Sometimes it's just about monitoring where we're at, right? And being like, wow, I feel like I'm at this point and have to just focus a little bit more. But getting that overall themes, right? That overall rhythm, that overall shape of our stroke is what we're after. If we can get that right, okay, we're putting ourselves in the best possible position to succeed, okay? And that's what it's all about, okay? So well done, team. Maybe, fingers crossed, we might be back in the gym next week, okay? We're just going to have to figure a few things out because it's black. And so if I'm wearing this and the black erg, we're not going to see shit. So I might have to, unfortunately, get the golf simulator back up so then we've got a white screen, which would be a damn shame. But hey, look, it is what it is. Okay, righto. All the best, team. Have a good week. Might go watch the end of the golf, chill out for a bit. Plenty to be done. Keep up the good work. Keep focusing on those little things that you need to do. Keep focused on it. Keep figuring out. Okay, keep working on it. It's always a process, but that's how we get better. Okay. Well done. Pat yourselves on the back. I'm going to go mop up, jump in the pool. It's getting a bit cold these days, but well done, as I say. And we'll see you guys here next week. Okay. Peace out.